Hi, I am Jyoti and I'm a chiropractor, and I wanted to explain some of the premises that are foundational to the Adjust Your Mind method, which is a method that I've developed over the years just to complement my actually first and foremost, I created it for myself to help myself, because I felt that after doing like so many self-development courses and actually being, having my nervous system adjusted and tuned and regulated on a regular basis for 25 years, I still found myself quite stuck in dysfunctional patterns. So I actually needed more. So first I started to apply this work to myself, because really what I was missing at some stage, I felt actually quite connected. I even had a series of quite profound self-realization experiences where I had a deep realization of myself and connected with myself deeper and therefore with everything around me. However, I still felt that those dysfunctional patterns, they were so deeply ingrained in my nervous system. So there is a lot of like even intergenerational trauma from my family that has had to endure traumas in the war. And, my mother still being really quite affected by that. And that had its effect on me, and I found that those deeply traumatic experiences were still like stored in my nervous system, and I was still not really developing and going further. So I developed this method to help first myself, and then I started to train other health practitioners and coaches that want to learn a method that is a neurosomatic approach to human development. And what do I mean by that? It's like, we're all here to grow and expand and develop and learn new things as humans. However, we have another part of our nervous system that wants to keep us safe. Now, often those two parts of ourselves are not incoherent and are not aligned. So really this method is about aligning those two parts of self. Now, first I wanted to share a few premises that this work is based on. And the first one is that you always create your perceived reality from the state of your brain and your nervous system. So everything you see, everything you hear, everything you experience and feel travels through nervous system pathways, really. And I call them your survive pathways and your thrive pathways. Now, your survive pathways are really there to keep you safe. They're your oldest pathways. They're like more than millions of years old. And your thrive pathways, they're actually a newer addition to your brain. And those two objectives, they are not always so aligned. So what we want to do with this work is to get your nervous system and get that part on board that wants to keep you safe. So instead of it blocking your attempts to growth, it stands next to you. So that's the first premise, is your nervous system, the state of your nervous system creates your reality. Now, the second one is that healing is a process, and processes take time. And healing is often a process of integrating and resolving stored traumas in your nervous system. And those traumas are parts of you that are frozen in time. So at the time when this event happened, or a series of events happened to you that you considered that to be traumatic, really means that you were not able to integrate those traumas at the time, and you store them in your nervous system, in your brain, to be able to be processed at a later time when the circumstances are more conducive and safe to be experienced. So that's the thing that we want to do in our work, is that we want to create a safe experience and a safe environment to integrate those unintegrated, unprocessed events. Now, the third premise is that the brain is really the bridge between universal intelligence and your human experience. And what that means is that universal intelligence, you can name it differently. You can call it the field or a quantum field or source. It's that intelligence, and intelligence is the same as information. So it's that intelligence that is bigger than you and that you are connected to, that your brain actually receives information from this field. Now, what is important to know is that this universal intelligence does not discriminate, it doesn't judge, it doesn't choose to give more to one or the other. It gives to everybody the same. However, how your brain is wired, how your nervous system is wired, determines how you can receive and process this energy and information. So as part of our human growth journey is that we want to be able to receive and process more complex information and more energy. We basically want to become more, we want to be more, we want to receive more and give more, which is actually a really natural process of life. Everything in life becomes more and grows and develops, except for us humans, we find it quite challenging. So in order to receive more, we actually need to become more. That means that our brains need to be able to hold more information. We need to increase that bandwidth. So that's the third premise that our work is based on, is that we want to increase the resilience and the ability of your nervous system and brain to hold and process that information. The fourth premise is that we have certain beliefs, and our beliefs create our reality. Now, this is based on a concept that I've learned to be the motivational mechanism. And what that means is that we as humans tend to move towards what we believe is of greatest benefit for us. Now, if your life, if your external life is not coherent with what you really love, so if your external situation, your current reality is not really what you want just yet, that means that you most likely have certain unseen, unconscious beliefs that you believe to be of greater benefit than what you actually want. It sounds a little bit complicated, but it's actually quite simple once you start to understand. And often those beliefs, those unseen beliefs, are actually you've adopted them early in childhood to keep you safe and to protect you. But the question is, are they still valid? Are they still necessary for now? And often those beliefs are actually blocking your attempts to grow and expand. So we want to gain more insights in those beliefs. Now, the fifth premise is that stress in and of itself, stress is not the problem. It's your ability to handle and integrate what I call stress. Now, stress is basically has a bit of a negative connotation, and it's basically information that comes your way, often from an external source, that you are not able to integrate. And what you do then, you either block it, you avoid it, you ignore it, or you numb yourself. You use those highly intelligent mechanisms to keep you safe, and they are highly intelligent, but often they are not so great for growing and learning new things. So we just want to look at the whole concept of stress and resilience, and where stress in and of itself is not the problem, but the way you are dealing with it is a problem. if it keeps you stuck. And the last one is that we are all governed by natural laws. We're all part of nature, whether you like it or not. And natural laws actually govern our planet as it is. And it really helps to get to know those laws a little bit better and to kind of create and live in coherence with those laws. And one of them is often that you see like growth follows cycles of growth, and healing follows cycles of contraction and expansion, and contraction and expansion. So it's almost like this natural breathing that you do. And before a growth cycle, before a growth stint, often you experience a contraction and resistance, and it's really good to get to know them better. So thank you, and I hope to see you in the next video. Well, where I'll be going into another phase of the Adjust Your Mind method. So this phase and those premises are really part of the aware phase of the Adjust Your Mind method. We have the adjust phase, which is the second phase, and the third phase is the actualize phase. So we'll be diving into other phases more deeply. Thank you for watching.